Settles. Nice! Unreal! That is a dazzler!
Welcome all to a moment in Madison, Wisconsin, where today's match is presented by Dairyland Insurance. The Jägermeister Cup's second chapter springs to life with an expanded cast and a wider scope of characters and colors. A pair of mainstays in the Midwest set to get at one another for the first time in one of the USL's great galleries. It's Forward Madison and Indy 11. Howdy, folks. Peyton Gallagher here, and this is the group in Group 3. All across the breadth and width of this nation, you will see these formations of teams conjoining the USL Championship and the USL League One. First of its kind of competition here in year 2 for the Jägermeister Cup. This is a group that features plenty of sides capable of leveling contests against one another. Indy 11, of course, will be one of the favorites coming in from the USL Championship, trying to get off to a good start to their campaign in this competition. Doing so last year was Forward Madison. Here's the highlight package from the final, one that saw them get going early, the Mingos. A goal from Christian Cheney, only to be pegged back by a man that they will face later today, Bruno Rendon, who dominated this competition, would draw things even for Northern Colorado Hailstorm, and in the shootout, the ultimate drama, Ethan Horde would send everybody home. Northern Colorado able to secure that one 5-4 on penalties. Forward Madison trying to continue back to that kind of stage in this year's rendition. Bruno Rendon, we told you about him. King of Jaeger, this man. The Cubano Cutlass acquired by Indy 11 in the offseason, and he made himself a name in the Jaeger Cup a year ago. For Ayman Zayed and Northern Colorado Hailstorm, scored basically every single time he took the field in the Jaeger Cup, dominating the competition, 9 goals across the 8 games, and we showed you the goal he had in the final. For Forward Madison, a guy who knows a thing or two about getting goals is Derek Gebhardt, really firing on all cylinders to start this year. 3 goals in league play to lead the team across his 4 outings in USL League One, and a real chance as he enters this game, the all-time leading goal scorer for Forward Madison, to ink another part of his legacy. We're taking down a kickoff. Indy 11 and Forward Madison. It's the Jägermeister Cup. Folks, do not dare go anywhere else. This competition never fails to excite.
It's an S.
Not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa.
Soy Juan Galindre.
I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin.
Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Starting lineups fresh from the press. They're brought to you by Madison Concourse and for Matt Glazer. It will feature as a 3-4-3, a team that loves to dominate on the ball, always sturdy defensively, using possession as an outlet for their defensive pursuits. That front three will be so fluid. Juan Galindrez, Derek Gebhard, and Nazim Bartman all interchanging, trying to pull Indy 11 around. And as for the visitors, Bruno Rendon at the top of the alignment, the dynamic defender that tore up this competition a year ago. 2 goals and 1 assist for him all time in 6 matches for Indy 11 against forward Madison. He will be the main man on the marquee. Of course, it is such an experienced midfield that offers the tooth for Sean McCulley. Curiosity in how that formation actually aligns in game. Indy 11, a squad so far in the early days of this USL Championship campaign for them, trying to find their tactical identity and what they will be doing match week in, match week out. Drink this picture in. The first phase of the 2025 Jägermeister Cup bubbles into the floor. Here from Madtown, USA, Madison, Wisconsin, it's forward Madison and Indy 11. We are happy to have you here for the ride today, folks. Peyton Gallagher to take you across the breadth and width of this 90 minutes as the ball scatters out for a goal kick, the first of the night for Burn Shipman. We've seen Indy 11 be a side throughout these first couple of weeks in the year that likes to play against the ball. Styles make fights, and the contrast possessionally between them and forward Madison is certainly a point of interest, as was that exchange out of the back as Shipman was happy to wrap his hands around that. That got hairy very quickly for the Mingos. And it will be high pressing from Indy 11 out of the chute. Looking to break that press as the ball skids beneath the studs of Juan Galindrez, one of several in the team today, sporting what you might call a vibrant hair job. Several of the players in this Madison squad dyeing the locks blonde ahead of today, one of which being, of course, John Murphy, who's facing his brother today, both in the starting 11, John Murphy and James Murphy of Indy 11. Got the chance to speak with them in the build-up to this game, exactly what it means to them. It's hard to put into exact words, but they have seen each other once in USL play before. That when James Murphy was with Monterey Bay and John with New York Red Bulls too. And in that game, James got sent off in the first half, the only red card of his USL career, so hopefully James can avoid that similar fate today. First foul of the match as Mohamed Hassan blows the whistle. Pause in play, Madison settling the tempo a bit. Gebhard with that dramatic equalizer last time out on the home patch for forward Madison. In stoppage time against Texoma FC to salvage a point in their league home opener. It's an incisive pass provided by Murphy. It'll roll all the way to the goalkeeper, Hunter Schultz. Indy 11 grab hold. Turned wide by Aiden Quinn. Ofemo. Keys to the game are brought to you by Burrish Group at UBS. For Madison, it's a side that's lacked that cutting edge with the final product in the early stages of their season. They pose a problem, though, defensively for this Indy 11 bunch that, in turn, have an equal measure had a hard time preventing teams from getting across the goal line. Just exactly how those wide players will drop in between lines and pose a problem with their positioning. That is the challenge for Indy 11 today, how they handle it will likely have a large determining factor on whether or not they secure all 3 points in this first game of the group. Turn down the line. Chizza providing pursuits. Back to Burn Shipman. You see exactly how engaged the pressing efforts of Indy 11 are. And fruitful in this moment, winning the ball, but giving it right back. Nico Brown is taken down. James Murphy getting stuck in straight away. Scooped into the attacking half, only to be gobbled up by James Musa. Hayden White. And this is exactly where Indy 11 will feel right at home when they do take claim of possession. They tend to be useful. Not this time. Aiden Quinn just taking a whiff of the ball. Back with forward Madison. Osmond. Shipman picks his pass. Murphy and Jose Carrera Garcia. And punched wide. Chalaka joining up in the attack. Murphy, Gebhardt steering it upfield. And the 11 able to clear their lines. The injury report is presented by WW Health Sports Medicine. And several to report for forward Madison, still without Eddie Munjoma, Garrett McLaughlin. Those two with so much attacking thrust at the front end, specifically McLaughlin. Munjoma, a high quality player, previously plying his trade in the USL Championship. Most recently with Tampa Bay Rowdies, he likely, once he is able to recover to full fitness, be a big contributor in this Jägermeister Cup. Nazim Bartman trying to turn the corner and escorted out of touch. Feimu stepping in to close the angle. It is a lively atmosphere, as it always is here at Breese Stevens Field. This is a pretty picture. That's a useful ball, but not a useful first touch. Nico Brown stepping right on it. The flock ends. And this is what is so exciting about this new format for the Jaeger Cup. Chance for championship sides to see the vibrance of the USL League One. This is one of the best venues in the division, if not the sport in this country. An emporium of curiosity, got an old-time feel with how the bleachers stack in on the pitch. Parted away, and once more the whistle. Some have made the journey, just about 350 miles in 5 hours to take in this environment. Maybe add a note to the chorus or two. Ball rainbowing in over the top. It's a bit awkward. The flag has popped up on the far side. Matthias Dolsky and Jackson Krauser are the linesmen. Ryan Farrell will work the board as the fourth official. And again, Mohammed Hassan leads the bunch in the center with the whistle. Shifting through the gears, it's Chizza who'll arrive. Just narrowly kept it on, but Burn Shipman will articulate the move in his own goal mouth. Galindrez is down in the heap. Hayden White stepping up from the right side of what is featuring as a back three early on for Indy 11. Going man for man across that front line of forward Madison, and getting in too tightly there was Hayden White. You just see that clipping of the boot. 10 minutes in. These two sides certainly feeling each other out. And onto the front foot, it's Indy 11. Switch of the point. Malik Foster, it's blocked on the way. Foster's first real involvement as the bright light of Indy 11. Found himself in a whole heap of space. Could not guide his effort all the way on target, as he made the second man run in unmarked. Looked like it was tracking towards the side netting. Indy 11 have been useful and deadly on set pieces this year. Toward the top of the USL Championship on dead ball goals, specifically corner kicks. Within swing, a stiff header to take it away. Just to that point, Indy 11, to illustrate exactly how much venom they bring when the ball is delivered in from out of play, have scored a league-high 6 set-piece goals this year. 3 of those have come on corners, something Matt Glazer was certainly alerted to in the build-up to this game. Said that they were keenly aware of the threat that their visitors posed from the corner flag and had been working this week to make sure that they were prepared to deal with what Indy 11 have to offer there. Rendon, a bit of an aimless ball over the end line. There's Burn Shipman, who missed the early part of the season with injury. And a handful of clean sheets in this very competition a year ago. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the league in the USL League One a season past. A skipping header into mid-park. And a strong touch from Galindrez. Jose Carrera Garcia linking the two-man game with Galindrez. Now Nico Brown. Nothing feels comfortable on the ball right now for forward Madison. James Murphy on the spin. Gusting wide for Gebhardt. You see how deep Gebhardt getting there. Again, these wide players in the attack will drop a line or two at times. Brown. Nick Foster. Fine feet from him. Turns central, it's Rendon. Couldn't quite make it stick. Still on though for Indy 11. Aiden Quinn. It's Stanley on approach. And tilted too tall. Rendon again, asking all the questions inside the area. Coming in off the left side and presenting an option for the cutback. Could not muster the final connection though. Once more, Bruno Rendon led this competition for goals a year ago. He was hoping to add to his collection as he found the ball at his feet. This would have been his 10th. Just spooned it high. Once more under duress, it's Murphy who's toppled. And those two have been kicking at one another for their entire adult lives and what came before that as well. James Murphy fouling John Murphy Jr. the chest of Brown. Sosa's up for it. Second ball. Well covered by James Murphy. But it falls kindly for Nico Brown, who gets busy. Guerrero Garcia. Gebhardt on the touch. It's a clean tackle from James Musa. Back in motion. Krul once more back to Burn Shipman. On the ball in his custody plenty of times in the first quarter hour. And the 11 pick it up for a throw-in. Then actually a free kick. Quint on the spin. Stanley a flick on to Rendon, combining nicely. It's dodged away for the time being. Garcia whacks it away. This time the whistle never comes as Galindrez went to grounds. In White. Malik Foster. And the 11, despite their patterning, unable to pick the lock. Shipman away. Bit of a moonshot. It's not going to get all the way clear. Musa lifting it back up. Sosa. A tidy turn from him. A switch of field. Well spotted to Nico Brown. Murphy punching forward. Galindrez. Galindrez. It's saved by Schultz. The second ball swept away. Indy 11, a spike of the heart rate. Their goalkeeper settles things and keeps it square. That is a big man with a big save. All 6'7" of Hunter Schultz in stretch to deny one Galindrez. So despite maybe the run of the play and the better chances being manufactured by forward Madison, even with less of the ball, the first real moment of opportunity belongs to the home side. Back in for Hayden White. Crushing tackle, Matt Glazer. Not in agreement there, but it's a free kick coming for Indy 11. Malik Foster was the one who went to ground. Sent there by Nazim Barman. USL on the CBS Sports Network's kicks off May with a matchup of NorCal rivals. Oakland Roots SC takes on Sacramento Republic May 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. It'll be a good one. We'll see Oakland Roots in action in this very competition tomorrow against Spokane Velocity, rounding out a weekend of fixtures from across the nation. Murphy playing short. It's rehearsed. It's rolled in. Nico Brown attempts to get to the attacking side of things. Brown. A whole pack of red shirts, and likely the most beneficial outcome there for forward Madison. Rendon sticks in. Chilaka once more in tight confines. That's a crushing tackle. That will be a certain caution to Bruno Rendon. Not his first offense. So into the book. Bruno Rendon. That was certainly dangerous. That scissoring action. The legs come together around the leg of the player being tackled. Always provides an extra element of potential injury. The way things had gone in terms of the physicality, you had to imagine Mohamed Hassan was going to reach for the pocket at some point soon. A yellow card. Rendon, sponsored by Dairylands. Flying in formation now, the Flamingos. Shuffled along to the end line. Lindres will watch it go. It's a corner kick. Canopy Wealth Management is donating $50 to forward Madison SC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken by FMFC, and this one will be delivered by John Murphy Jr. Swept in. A low angle of approach, the second ball. Bit biteless from Nico Brown. Contained by Carrera Garcia. And filtered wide again. John Murphy. Into Galindres. Murphy! It took a touch on the way there. It was a hammering hit. The sting just softened off the deflection from the defender. Forward Madison turning the screws a bit. It's been outbursts of attacking flair and real threat from either side, and what elsewise has been somewhat sleepy, certainly combative, just about halfway through this first half of play. Quinn dropping in for a touch. And breaking the line. And Wyden still, bodies in the box. Just once more a cutback, targeted towards Bruno Rendon, never gets there this time. Scraped in, a high header. Shipman called into action. Once more the recipient there was Bruno Rendon. Aiden Stanley always a player that's trudging up and down the flank. Provided several of the crosses we've seen so far today. Set a club record in that department a year ago with over 150 for Indy 11. It was over 60 more than any other player previous. As he sees the ball on feet again. Melodic build-up from Indy 11. Side to side, now Hayden White with speed. With a man down, Hayden White takes it on himself. And knocked away by Nico Brown, as there's a player that requires some attention in sky blue. It looks like Nazim Bartman. Bartman been shining bright in recent weeks. Locking in a starting spot these last couple games. He's scored in 2 of the last 3, and he takes it on the chin here. Just a stiff arm from Hayden White as he hit the pedal. Lobbed into the area. Settling first touch. And easy pickings for Burn Shipment. Absolutely launched by Shipment. It must be said, Madison are winning a lot of the second balls now. Sosa, a clever header. Able to keep it on though. Ball back in play. That ball is a select ball, who are proud to be the official match ball supplier. USL Championship, from the academy to the big league. Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com. The latest Select product specials and more. Select, player's choice. Rainbowed in behind. Foster gives it chase. Cushioned out for a throw in to come. So far this season, Indy 11 have been 4th in the league in the USL Championship for the average distance of their forward passes. It's been about 10 yards per. That trend has been on show again tonight, as they've looked to go long as they did there. Play is allowed to continue. He plays into the pressing patterns that Sean McCauley has used. The idea being that if you can dump the ball to the other team's side of the field, you can ask them to play through your press consistently and repeatedly. And the 11 force Madison long there and take up possession themselves. A deep cross. It's a dangerous ball. Osman unable to quite get it clear. Sosa's onto it. Plays once more, brought to a halt. Back in circulation. Far from a bouncing atmosphere, the game has kind of settled into something of a staccato. You can just tell there's a dull hum. And the Madison fans waiting to raise from their seats at the first opportunity to do so. Garcia had to be clean on the ball. He was. Ushered away. John Murphy. Nico Brown. Things opening up for the Mingos. Just jabbed back by Aiden Quinn. Madison will not give up the rope. Sosa. Gebhardt down the line, trying to outrun James Musa. And it's a goal kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Hayden White rumbling into the attacking half. He's been invited to do so throughout the course of the contest. Possession belongs to forward Madison. The man with the new do, John Murphy. Told us that he had never dyed his hair blonde before, and teammates saw a striking resemblance to one Antoine Griezmann. One with fairness by Indy 11. Unable to meet the moment with any kind of real threat. It's out for a goal kick. Bear Insurance, a proud sponsor of Forward Madison FC, is based in Madison. It's provided protection and peace of mind to businesses and individuals throughout the state of Wisconsin since 1928. You can count them up. That's almost 100 years. That's usually a sign that an organization is doing a pretty good job. Of course, this Jaeger Cup in its first phases of competition, it's Incubus 8. The test program last year was a smashing hit. And now with the addition of the USL Championship division, only looks to offer even more excitement, as do Indy 11. Rendon skewing one into space, taking aim, and it's bruised the bar. Jack Blake dialed one up from distance. Did not linger too far long off the target. May have taken a deflection on the way there and just squarely thudded straight into the woodwork. Just a grazing blow though, as Indy 11 get their first real action on target in the last 15 minutes plus. Delivered in over the head, Chiza. He struggled for involvement so far. Twisting in now though, and plowing a shot. It's really more of a pass as it skipped back to Burn Shipman. Once more it was Jack Blake involved. Shipman. Indy 11 with their hackles up. They clean the ball high again. Beaten down, Shipman races to recover it. Rendon was, again, the aerial target. If there was any doubt, typically a right-sided player, but certainly versatile, Bruno Rendon is the left winger for Forward Madison, or rather I should say Indy 11 so far in the game. Last year for Ayman Zayed was used as a makeshift striker. Saw him produce so much goal output. Has the defensive chops though to function in a back four as an outside back, a wing back obviously, maybe his most naturally suited position. That's a well-tuned pass. Snaking away, it's Gebhardt, and somehow still Derek Gebhardt. Widened for Brown, the overlap coming. Back behind the ball in force, Indy 11. Snatched away, and the foul comes quickly. As it just looked like Forward Madison were revving the engine. Plenty of time. Scuttled wide by Murphy. Aiden Stanley once again probing and plotting. Quinn. Blake. Stammers to a halt. Foul has been given though, and Indy 11 can strike them from here. Plenty of musicians to play a tune from a free kick like this. It was Blake just finding that soft spot in the defense, and as he took the tumble, he secured some prime real estate maybe to go for goal. Hayden Quinn casting his shadow. Over 50 career USL Championship goals for him. Blake as well, inhabiting the area. Looks like James Murphy will back off this in lieu of allowing his two teammates to target their approach. Vern Shipman lying in wait, trying to steal his nerve. Hayden Quinn scuffed off the top of the wall. Unfortunately so, that looked like it was plotting a course for the top corner. It's another corner kick to dig in for forward Madison. 10 minutes to the end of the half. And once more, Indy 11 have thrice scored from a corner kick this year. It's a routine, taken short. Leveled out, crossed in from deep. Shipman just at the mercy of the delivery. It's another corner kick here. Saw the goalkeeper cheat up like he was going to come for the ball. Realizing he would never get there in time, had to back off. Luckily for him, Mingo scrambled into their defensive positions, able to get rid for the time being. Once more it's short. This time it's Blake. Cut in. High rising Shipman in the right place in the right time. Again, it was Rendon winning the header in the air. It's already 3 or 4 times that he's gotten a touch with his noggin inside the box. Chalaka navigates the space well. Gebhard is tangled. And the 11 have it. And then it's halted. A late whistle from Mohamed Hassan, who's run the competition well so far. Particularly feisty from the off. Only had to give the one caution, that was to Bruno Rendon. It's hard to imagine a world in which these two sides that share so much in terms of the region, their impact on the sport for it, don't have a natural rivalry. There is a parochial degree to this competition today, but again, it is the first playing of this match between Indy 11 and forward Madison, at least in live fire conditions. They did see each other in the preseason. Closed door scrimmage there. Both managers underscoring that they didn't really feel like they could take too much from that contest. Neither team, the finished article at that point. Recruitment still being done. Nazim Bartman will have been one of the players that was in formation for that game as he leads the break forward. It's a throw in to come. It's another strong tackle from Hayden White. Mitch Osman now pirouettes. Able to provide the softening touch with Jacob Krull. High over the head of Hayden White. Famu back to Solt. Watching on forward Madison. And now taking the other directions, James Murphy. A raiding party in front, Rendon. At the tip of the spear, Bruno Rendon. A masterful tackle from Chalaka. Rendon, another foul. Michael Chalaka inserted back into the starting formation today. An understudy, a well-connected back three. Started the year as the first choice center back with Mitch Osman, the captain, down. Osman back to full fitness. Called into action today though. Staying up on the right side, replacing Timmy Mail. Providing the cover there. Another Madison player hits the deck. Falling kindly for Bartman. And streaming upfield was Nico Brown. Ofemu got a touch to it and then gets another necessary one as it heads out of play for a corner kick. Madison in hopes of casting the first stone. Canopy Wealth Management corner. This would shake the whole thing up ahead of halftime. Once more, it's John Murphy. A cold gaze in from the flag. Short to Carrera Garcia. Back for Murphy. Swatted around to Nico Brown. Nico Brown. Blocked away by Chiza. Confirming of the clearance, Indy 11. Madison have certainly settled into the game. Whether that somebody can come to this patch of theirs and be the aggressor. It was Indy 11 in the first 20 minutes. Flowing into Rendon, who's been brought to the ground again. Chalaka stride for stride. Stanley turning one tall. Trying to stand up a ball for Chiza. Once more fails to grab hold. A player that was really coming into himself in the Indy 11 shirt after finishing last year so strongly with Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And mustered 4 box touches in each of the last 2 matches for Indy 11 after only 5 in the first 3. Just a signal of the areas he was gaining access to in recent games. 12 total goals for him last year with Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Chiza was able to provide a handful in the last couple games, 7 in the last 10. Slash clear by Musa. No presence in the midfield to win it for Indy 11. Nico Brown struggling though. Schultz spraying out of play, not taking any chances there. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball. It's free to play. Download now. Getting a good look for these Madison fans at a championship side. Second such clash this year. Bowing out in the US Open Cup to FC Tulsa. That's failed to find the tempo. You would imagine there could be a healthy offering of stoppage time with the amount of pauses in play we've already experienced today. Shipman. Played by Blake. Quinn. Now Nico Brown. Splitting defenders, and another foul is given. Just trying to get to the end of the half clean. You can sense that there's some frustration starting to fray things a bit at the edges. Another foul is given. This time it was Murphy tangled with Chizza. Quickly on the scene to unpack things. Mohamed Hassan. That board is about to pop up. Just Coffee Co-op, stoppage time. And it's only going to be the single minute. That's a bit surprising. Working up towards the corner. Brown forced to just head it out of play. Quickly onto it. Hayden White. Vern Shipman able to bide his time and pick it up. Sosa. Galindraz cutting and jiving. Oh, that's lovely. Galindraz runs out of road. Chizza. It works out well for him. Didn't look like he had much of a plan once the ball arrived in his possession. It's a free kick for Indy 11. They're not going to get a chance to play it out. That's time. A bare knuckle contest through the first half. 45 down, inseparable in Wisconsin. Indy 11 and Forward Madison in this first round of the Jägermeister Cup group phase. 0-0 at the intermission. Get to see that real pulse-pumping action this competition is known for. Rest assured, in all likelihood, the second half has every potential to offer that. As we set to step aside, we'll break it all down when we come back. Again, at the half, Forward Madison 0, Indy 11 0.
Tomorrow isn't on the horizon, it's already here. At TrueStage, we've been building the future for nearly a century, empowering businesses to support their customers and members with what they need to thrive. Confidence in every step forward. With our range of simple and flexible financial solutions, we're not just ready for the future, we're shaping it, and we're helping you shape it too. Tomorrow isn't waiting, and neither should you. Learn more at truestage.com.
It's an S.
Oh, not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa.
Soy Juan Galindre.
I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin.
Justicia.
Justice.
Justice. Justice.
Justice from the ground up. Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
The Murphy clan out in full force. The Murphy Derby in this Jägermeister Cup. First round is 0-0 between Forward Madison and Indy 11. Got the chance to talk with James Murphy and John Murphy Jr., the brothers, as well as their folks in the build-up to this game. Catch a glance at that conversation here.
You guys have very different lenses watching each other come up through the game. I'm curious about what your favorite maybe memory of watching your brother play respectively was.
I've always said, it's funny because I literally always said my whole life, like, John growing up was my favorite player to watch. Like, I always thought that John could do things that I was never able to do, being a couple years older than him. So I loved watching him play and stuff growing up. You know, I think some of the best times for watching him have been in the last, year and 18 months and stuff. I think he found a really good place in Madison last year, and I think he excelled, and we saw some of his absolute best soccer and stuff, and so that was a real joy to watch. I look forward to seeing more of it this year, just maybe not this week.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. James' team, and I grew up around the field. My dad coached, and then James played. And those guys were like, you look up to them like they're your idols. And then years down the line, you end up getting to play with some of those guys. I remember he went over to England to sign for Sheffield Wednesday, 18th year probably, right? And then as soon as he got signed, they moved me up to his team to kind of fill in that spot.
Well, I know you were talking about your dad and your parents. We've actually got a little surprise for you.
Okay.
All right, got it. What's our take on the hair?
I love it.
When you get to watch them play a sport that they've loved since you've known them as people, like conscious human beings, right? And they do it for a job. What do you feel as parents?
Pride. I mean, it really is just, it's not just how they play. It's not the fact that, you need to have a lot of persistence and resilience to even get to where they are. And they just keep doing it. And so their work ethic is amazing. But besides that, they've shared some stuff with us about just young fans who, just look up to them. And one kid went and dressed up as John as his hero day at school. Another fan on one of James's teams was just blown away because James gave him one of his, cleats. And these little kids look up to them now. For me, that kind of says it all. I watched my boys do that, and now they are the men that these young kids are looking up to. And to me, that's the best of everything.
Just awesome stuff, getting to talk to a lovely bunch of people, and you see exactly what these two have been able to accomplish in their USL careers. It's very rare that two brothers get to share the field at this level of the game, but John Murphy Jr. and James Murphy have had great runs in the United Soccer League, both at the USL Championship and USL League One levels down their storied professional tenures. Of course, James, his side was able to win the previous meeting, trying to find the point of separation here today with plenty watching on with split allegiance here in this one. More coming up at halftime between Forward Madison and Indy 11. Again, 0-0 at the intermission.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy?
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 2 nights, get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin. Justicia. Justice. 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 Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
More from halftime, brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. The news and notes, and there are plenty of them. This first weekend of the Jägermeister Cup, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup has some intrigue for Indy 11 as they will face Philadelphia Union in the midweek coming up in a couple of weeks' time. 12 USL Championship sides and a handful of League One ones as well. Still in the competition at the point of the round of 32. 7 will get the chance to host MLS sides, and that is the beauty of this game in this country in full effect at the Open Cup level. A big-time partnership being signed for Loudoun United, who are fast and flying right now to start their season in the USL Championship. They'll link forces with Virginia Revolution to try and streamline the professional pathway in one of the most talent-rich regions of the country for this sport. And then a big piece of news coming out of Oklahoma as Jamie Weber, a club record transfer signing, has been brought in to bring up the rear guard for this Tulsa side that's got a chance to do something historic for their club. A great start to the season for them. They will feature in this group with forward Madison and Indy 11 in this competition, the Jägermeister Cup. More coming up for you here as we bring you through exactly how this competition will function, the Jägermeister Cup.
This year, the Jägermeister Cup will feature all 24 clubs from the USL Championship and all 14 clubs from USL League One. The 38 teams are placed in 6 groups divided by region. 4 groups will have 6 teams, 2 groups will have 7 teams. Each club will play 4 matches in group play, 2 at home and 2 away. At the conclusion of the group phase, the 6 group winners and 2 wildcard teams will enter the knockout stage. To set the quarterfinals, the wildcards are locked into slots as away teams. Group winners are drawn for spots 1 through 6, then drawn to fill the matchups from match 1 all the way to match 4. In this stage, wildcard teams cannot play against the winner from their respective groups. In the semifinals, the 4 remaining teams will be drawn randomly, and the last 2 teams standing will be drawn to determine the host for the Jägermeister Cup final.
That's what's coming up in the competition. Here's the upcoming schedule for Forward Madison, brought to you by Dairyland, and it is big-time contest after big-time contest, fully embedded into the campaign. Now the Mingos clash always Union Omaha. That is a titleist type of fixture. These teams with aspirations of lifting silverware at some point down the line. One Knoxville, unbeaten to start the year in league play, just took down FC Naples. That will be a tall order as well. Then on the road at Westchester SC, before finishing up this stretch at home versus Portland Hearts of Pine and away to Chattanooga Red Wolves. Coming up, we've got stats and much more as we head into the second half. Folks, don't go anywhere. 0-0 at halftime. Much more coming up from Madison when we return.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
It's an S. On that back. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin. Justicia. Justice. 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 Justice from the ground up. Justice from the ground up.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please, drink responsibly. Burgeoning excitements here at Breese Stevens Field. We have highlights for you from the first half between forward Madison and Indy 11. And Indy 11 would throw the first blow, a real chance for Bruno Rendon, who's made a habit of scoring in this competition. These highlights are presented by Just Coffee Co-op, and trying to energize Indy 11 straight away was Bruno Rendon. Unfortunate for him, too much tilt, takes it over the top of the target. And would be forward Madison by way of John Murphy Jr. A well-placed path straight into the path of Juan Galindras required a stop from Hunter Solt. He provided. This is just such a good ball from Murphy as it rolls right into the lingering legs of Juan Galindras, who had a good strike. Couldn't break through though. Midway through the frame, again forward Madison striking out as a group. Murphy giving it a ride. It took a skip on the way there. As again, Indy 11 able to bow up just at the last, bouncing off the back of Aiden Quinn. At the half-hour mark, Indy 11 approaching goal here, and this is maybe the best chance of the game so far. Dipping down onto the bar. Off the effort from Blake at the top of the box. And the stats tell the story. Not much to write home about. We'll see if there's more on offer in half number 2, and we are ready to bring it to you. From the center circle, these stats are brought to you by Rhyme. The second half brought to you by way of the Jägermeister Cup. In the first rounds of group play here in Group 3 is about to commence underneath setting sun here in Wisconsin. These teams are now acquainted, and we are back in motion. Appears both sides are unchanged out of the dressing room. Once more, glad to have you with us. Peyton Gallagher here. This ball is looped into the area and easily claimed by Burn Shipman. Shipman's been getting his steps in today. Not really tested in terms of his actual goalkeeping, but he has been moving about his own box throughout the course of the contest. A gliding ball that will sit up. Looks like it might skip away for a second. And nonetheless, another foul is administered, this time by Nico Brown. Musa darting one in behind and just trading hands in possession. Madison and Indy 11. Floated into the box. Looked like it might stick for a second. Still with it. Foster couldn't free himself. It's a corner kick. Hayden Stanley's already taken a couple so far in the game. A career high 67 for him a year past. This time he will defer to Foster and take it short. Falling just ever so slightly into a dangerous area before being looped up and over. A little bit of a casual response to that ball from forward Madison. The Indy 11 player was able to curl his run towards the edge of the 6-yard box and get ahead on it. But again, it's Indy 11 a little bit wasteful in front of goal so far. We've seen them get a look or two at several balls in the area without being able to have the final quality to get something on target. Direct ball from Indy 11. And this time forward Madison with a proper response. Rendon scurrying to close things down. Chalaka and Shipman. Kept on by Sosa. But not for long. And flashed in by way of the throw. Sosa applies the broom. Galindres will take it down. Numbers arriving for forward Madison. And forward they come. Advantage played. Aimed in towards Gebhardt. Covered the whole way by Musa. Snaking, dribbling. Chissa. And he's turned over again. This time it's Chalaka. And it looks like a caution has been shown. It's going to be James Murphy. Had some choice words for the official. He was summarily booked. So he joins Bruno Rendon with players having their names taken. Nonetheless, it is a free kick for Indy 11. In position of some menace. Swept in, and skipping up to intercept with Shipman. He's just such a steadying presence at the back for forward Madison. Made that bit of goalkeeping look routine. It really wasn't. On its trajectory there as it hopped in front of him. Gebhardt, a heavy first touch. Chalaka. Needs somewhere to go. Directed to Shipman. Flip down the line. Bartman's going to reach it. Brown. Unable to separate from Hayden White, who's maybe been as good as anybody in this game so far. just commanding up and down the flanks, Hayden White. As he's once more required into action. Galindres onto it. Calvary arriving, Galindres, sweet feet from him. Cannot outwit Ofemu. It was a classy bit of defending. Quinn trying to meet that class in equal measure. Away to Aiden Stanley, who sizes Sosa and slides one wide for Rendon. Rendon all breaking free of his grasp, and away is Gebhardt. Murphy. Once more, it's Poole on the ball. Much more pacified in the pressing from Indy 11 than what they were in the first 20 minutes or so. Chalaka steps in. Chizza had a bite at it. Once more, it's Indy 11 just breaking down in the final third. But this is a venomous attack. Gebhardt wrapping in, sticking his arms up. Nobody's there. Waiting on the reinforcement. Gebhardt trying to do it all on himself. Turns free, turns in. And it's jabbed away, hooked out by Indy 11. Almost a special soloist moment from Derek Gebhardt. Indy 11, leave it in the rear view. Guiding him behind is Quinn. Rendon unable to catch up. And out for a goal kick. USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for complete USL TV listings. Galindres took the ball down and play is stopped as it appears a couple players have come together. Like Stanley and Sosa as a couple of apparent substitutions look on for Indy 11. Elvis Amo and Elliot Collier. As the physios are on and medical attention is required. Again, it appears that Guernsey Sosa and Aiden Stanley were the ones who exchanged contacts. And back to his feet is Sosa. And you can work that one out. Never a pretty picture. Clash of heads. It does look like everybody's all right, though. This game has exacted a physical toll. You can imagine that the side that can strain through some of the struggle a little bit better might be positioned to claim the extra points at the end. Non-stop contact and fouling as those substitutions are readied. It looks like Bruno Rendon might have his day done, as well as Edward Chizza. Elvis Amo, who scored the last time out against Charleston Battery in a 3-1 defeat for Indy 11, will join Elliot Collier. Collier has scored 5 goals in his career as a substitute. Has primarily been deployed in that role by Sean McCauley since arriving. Of course, preceded McCauley by about half a season. Collier did, but he settled in nicely, the Kiwi striker. A flip of field, Sosa right back in and right and ready. He's trying to scope out Galindraz. Right idea, ball just carried away from the forward, Madison forward. Ticking up on the hour mark. Not much to write home about in this second half so far. It does feel like both sides are starting to gain some confidence on the ball though. Murphy coasting into a pocket of space, nowhere to release the ball to. Stanley. And it is Indy 11 building out of a back four. Yet to get a clean sheet so far this year in league play. Maybe charting towards one now. Indy 11 popping passes around. First touches for Collier. You see defers. Murphy. This is James Murphy. Quick interchange of passes at the edge of the area. Shipman had the reading. That's a clever pass ahead. Nico Brown now. Quinn. And Stanley as Quinn gets upfield. Collier onto it. Collier is clattered. And that's going to be a yellow card for Murphy. And the two players on the field that have seen the colors so far are the brothers Murphy. John now in equal measure to his brother, James Murphy. Never to be outdone, the younger sibling. Not likely just because of an accumulation of fouls throughout the course of the game. Chance for the referee to set the standard heading into the final half hour. Blake short. Quinn. Stanley. Straining to reach. It's Gebhardt. He will. Gebhardt swerving in field. And foul is called. The referee has a card out of the pocket. It almost looked like he was responding to Gebhardt. Not sure precisely the recipient of the yellow card there. It looked like Quinn was the one who dragged back Gebhardt. Gebhardt, once the tempo had been disturbed, just kind of stepped on the ball, even though he had the advantage there. That yellow card is brought to you by Dairy Lance. It was a wise bit of defensive work, even if it is maybe a bit cynical, from Aiden Quinn to stop the break as Gebhardt set out on himself. Player that Mac Glazer has said came back in excellent shape, won all the fitness tests in preseason, showing that off there. In by Murphy. Murphy again taking it down. Collier unable to keep it. Murphy again with the ball, coasting away. Murphy! Was in the realm of imagination. Couldn't keep the ball down, but it was helped over the goal by a deflection. John Murphy Jr. saw his name up in lights. Forward Madison setting for a corner kick here. That corner is brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, who are donating $50 to Forward Madison FC's mini pitch fundraising project for each home corner kick taken here today. And it's with in-swing that Forward Madison pose all the questions. Solt is up for it. He spilled it. Able to recover in time. Talking to Matt Glazer, who was a goalkeeper's coach in the championship for Sac Republic, said that the posture of the goalkeeper wouldn't change the approach, as this one is beamed in over everybody's head and out for a goal kick. As speaking of Matt Glazer, it looks like a couple changes are set to be made for Forward Madison. Aiden Macias coming on. Macias starting the most recent match against Texoma. He'll step into midfield. We'll see precisely where, if maybe his more attacking role. Certainly in that attacking shape is Nico Brown, and now Bartman back in for Brown. Coordinated Forward Madison. Beaten away by Ofemu. Couldn't clear the first hurdle. And now off to the races. It's Indy 11. Madison all out of sorts. Quinn letting it lie. Stanley onto it. Now Collier. Elliot Collier. Chalaka dives in. A pair of former San Diego Loyal teammates exchanging pleasantries there. That's a good ball. It's offside. Elvis Samo was hoping to get involved there. Goal his last time out for Elvis Samo. His first since July 6th of last year against Tampa Bay. He'd gone 22 games without one. Finally got the taste back. Gebhardt helps it along towards Sosa, who goes straight through James Musa. Musa taking his time to collect himself. Looks like Damian Villader is being readied. Turn wide for Stanley. Stricken from the record by Murphy. Gebhardt. Looks like Gebhardt's starting to take more and more of the game right onto his shoulders and right on cue. He doubles over. And the 11 have no requirement to stop, though. They do not. Stanley. Collier. Wriggling and writhing. No way forward. Oh, what a touch from James Musa. Stanley in for Collier now. This is Elliot Collier. Pumped away by Michael Chalaka. He has been a warhorse at the back. And it looks like changes are afoot. Derek Gebhardt is certainly struggling. He sticks a thumb in the air to signal to the dugout. He's okay to continue. Here is Aiden Macias, as well as Devin Boyce, who's recovering from injury. He is the creative force for Forward Madison. 22 chances created in the Jaeger Cup a year past. The most in the competition by anybody. Had an unbelievable goal against Chattanooga Red Wolves in that competition as well. Substitutions are brought to you by Festival. So it's 3 changes for forward Madison. Juan Galindrez, Nazim Bartman revokes. Devin Boyce. A bouncing bundle of blonde hair and creative intention. Damia Villader, recently acquired, still betting in, but a player that they are very excited about here in Wisconsin. Swept away by Quinn. Blake. He's unable to thread through a pass. Sosa rocks it away. Madison have varied the approach, building out of a back 3 at times, a back 4 at times. Looks like a back 3 now, and let's open things up. Ball into the box. Taken down, spinning like a top is Quinn, but the flag is up. Feels like for Indy 11, the solution to this robust defensive outfit of forward Madison has been to switch into maybe more of a 2-forward approach and rely maybe on some of those short and then long movements. Quinn's won it high. Aiden Quinn! A flash of misfortune for forward Madison. And that is what's required for Indy 11 to break through. Goal 59 in the career of Aiden Quinn is not one that will take up many pages in the scrapbook, but it will absolutely deliver Indy 11 to a perch atop the contest. A Dairyland replay and Aiden Quinn pouncing upon Murphy as he built from the back. Nobody called out man on, and the wily vet thumps his side in front. They've gotten what they came for. Can they defend it now for 20 minutes? A test of the nerve for forward Madison, who found themselves down a goal in their last 2 league ties and been able to get an equalizer in stoppage time. This task is not too tall. Sosa. Quinn jars it away. Curious to see how much Sean McCauley sits his side in now. McCauley of the old school of Hard Knocks in the English game. Had a very interesting point recently in conversations on a local podcast about not enough teams these days doing things to make the opponent play badly, as that ball is going to carry out. And a foul is going to be called. A yellow card to Sosa. Just closing out, though, on that point of dialogue from Sean McCauley. The belief being that too many teams nowadays organize themselves with the intention to play their game. And certainly doing so on the front foot with Sosa there. Looks like it was Stanley that he spun down. Indy 11, though, want to have the idea in mind that their opponent is also a participant in the game, and it should affect how they proceed with how they carry themselves throughout the course of the game. It certainly comes into the imagination now as you imagine how Indy 11 will set up over this next 20 minutes. They want to make things hard on forward Madison as they chase it. Indy 11 will be right at home. They've only surpassed 400 passes in league play one time this year. They've played heavily against the ball, bottom 5 in the USL Championship for possession. Floated in. Blake thought about it. A teasing touch. Blake laid off. Back for Blake! A picture book goal for Indy 11 to double the lead. The side in full swing. Where the first goal maybe lacked a little bit of the beauty, this one has all of it. Tic-tac-toe as Indy 11 solve the equation, pick the lock. It's Blake in style. All he had to do was swing the leg. Many becoming one for Sean McCulley. Blake draws the bow and hits the bullseye. That was breathtaking from Indy 11, who finds separation just inside the 75th, and now the task is mighty high for forward Madison. Straight to work though. Foster and Amo. Chalaka ushering back to Burn Shipman. Indy 11 happy to allow the home side to possess the ball this deep in their own end all game long. Stanley. Shipman arriving on the scene. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All of that on the Sirius XM FC 157 channel and the new Sirius XM app. Grappled back by Malik Foster. Verity Sosa's day is done. Some attacking firepower to replace. Chris Garcia will make entry. A lively, now live-haired individual in the attacking midfield. He's replacing a wing back, so curiosity comes in the form of number 11 as to exactly where he will set up in formation. Casillas hits the deck. Possession ripped away. Quinn. Slapped ahead for Collier. Contrast in size, the two pursuants of the possession. Garcia standing all of 5'5", and Elliot Collier a full foot taller than him, literally at 6'5". And Chris Garcia maintains that defensive post. Quinn toppled in the area. It will be nothing more than a goal kick though. It only takes the one. And Madison can return tension to the tie. Indy 11 certainly in the driver's seat though. Aiden Quinn with the first. It was a poor piece of build out from forward Madison. The second is a dream work of a goal. Final touch provided by Jack Blake. On the turn. Garcia unable to get out of the blocks. Scraping the sky with the goal kick. It's another strong header. Down by Aiden Stanley. And into the bleachers. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on to the end. The nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Rhode Island FC debuts their brand new stadium, Cejo San Antonio, on May 3rd at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Go to uslchampionship.com for complete USL TV listings. That'll be a good one. Of course, always great to have the game in Spanish on to the end. Devin Boyce. Boyce. A blustering header. Guided wide. I think it was Murphy again that was up amongst it. He stuck his nose in the fan all game long. So Murphy is down. It was Boyce with a biting delivery. Murphy selling out to try and win it in the air. Took it on the chops. Regardless of the amount of substitutions used, if a potential head injury is in the calculus, an extra substitution is allowed for forward Madison. So if Murphy is unable to continue, that will not be a problem. And you saw his brother checking on him, James, and maybe a signal there in the visual that Murphy is quite all right, but he will come off here, it appears. So day done. And John Murphy Jr. is revoked. Looks like Adrian Graffin, the youngster, the 21-year-old, will replace him. It was Murphy's pass that yielded the best opportunity for forward Madison on the day, as he set in Juan Galindres in the first half. And with 10 minutes to the end of the line, just deemed that Murphy needed to come out, and there's another look. Great job by our crew. A little bit of brotherly love, you might call it. And the 11 have also taken the opportunity in the pause to bring on Josh O'Brien. Here's Elvis Amel. I believe it was Ofemu who came off. That takes a wicked hop. Now in the custody of Gebhardt. Down the line it goes. Viadair trying to institute some attacking intent. Ball in. Went early with it, and it's easy pickings for Hunter Salt. It was actually Hayden White who was pulled from the game, not Benefemu. You can imagine O'Brien sets up as the right back now. His side under fire. In by Boyce, out by Musa. Canopy corner kick. It's taken in turn by Boyce. Looked like that may have come off the hand of Garcia. Play allowed to continue. Down by Gebhardt. A brave block by Musa. We topped the broadcast by telling you forward Madison, their key to this contest would be largely in their creativity in the final third. Again, elusive for a side that's really looking for the rhythm so far. The talent absolutely there for forward Madison. You can certainly envision exactly how they win games in 2025, but final products just once more not on the cards for the home side. There are still 8 minutes and whatever stoppage time may offer here today, though. And again, Madison have had the penchant for the late goal. Chalaka. Garcia. Carrera Garcia. And Chalaka again completes the triangle. That was an ambitious pass, trying to break a line or two. With Collier. With Blake. Sticking and twisting, trying to get away from Osmond. Osmond smiles last in that particular engagement. It takes a sturdy side to come into this ground and snatch victory. The 11 well on their way. A veteran group with 8 players in the side over the age of 30. So much USL Championship experience. And it has shown today, and it might show even brighter now. Collier. It's Collier. It's saved by Shipman. The redirect finds the back of the net in Indy 11. Full sail. Wide smiles from the faithful. It looks to be Elvis Amo, who after going 22 matches without a goal, has found the back of the net in consecutive. Nothing to do for Bernd Shipman. A skewing effort from Elliot Collier. Such a patented move to get back in on the right foot. And Elvis Amo makes easy work of that. The goal mouth at his mercy. And this has turned into a thrashing. Those defensive hiccups, they've snake-bitten forward Madison at times this year. The giveaway in the build-up, facilitating the first goal as this ball is brushed aside. And from there, Indy 11 emboldened. Up next for these two sides, for Indy 11, it's a home date with Detroit City FC, a big clash in the East. Middle of the table, so congested in these early stages of the year. Then it's the marquee match, away in the Open Cup at Philadelphia Union. Indy 11 trying to do exactly what they did a year ago, making that cup run all the way to the semifinal, only to go out to Sporting Kansas City. The road does not get any easier, though, for Indy 11, as 3 consecutive away from home is what's to come after that home game against Detroit City. It's away to Sacramento Republic, then away to El Paso Locomotive, making their way to the midway point of the month of May. Looking for more at Tamal, but he had ventured into an offside position. Chalaka. Steadying touch from Garcia. Grabbed back by Stanley. Garcia cutting in. Oh, he is crushed. An excellent tackle from James Murphy, who just confiscates the ball. An arresting bit of defensive work. He may have sprung the counter. Foster with gusto, the cutback. And cleared off the line. Chalaka has not given up the fight. Blake was looking for the double. It all starts with James Murphy, his tackle and his vision, setting in Foster, who hit the afterburners. Tightly tuned one back, straight into the path of Blake. Burns Shipman was set to be a non-factor there. Chalaka intervening. Quinn. Didn't come off. Schultz. Steeping one in behind. Shipman. Carrera Garcia. Chris Garcia. And Devin Boyce. If there is any silver lining, it is that Devin Boyce, coming back from injury, has looked lively. Picked up a knock in the preseason, has been just trying to get back to full fitness. He is such an essential part of this Forward Madison program. Now Chris Garcia, able to step away from James Musa, who's hardly put a foot wrong today, but Garcia gains it back. Stanley applies the block, out for a corner. Canopy corner kick to maybe save some face for the home side at the end. Goals scored matter. It's part of the Jaeger Cup format. Schultz, not a convincing punch, and scrambled away. And if you weren't so inclined already, there are a couple second place teams that will advance to the knockout round. The top 2 second place teams, in fact. These Jaeger Cup groups, all 6 of them, via Dare in. And belted away. The number 1 tiebreaker is goals scored. Not necessarily the most conventional thing, but it encourages teams to go forward and really go for it. I'm going to say it's a welcomed inclusion. So every minute matters here in the Jaeger Cup, even in a match that looks well accounted for. Into the box, minute in the near stick by Musa. That said, goal difference is still something that counts, so Indy 11 with every incentive to hold their nerve over the next 7 minutes beyond just the superficial clean sheet. Stoppage time is brought to you by Just Coffee and Just Getting Clear, Indy 11. Osmond and Chalaka. Everybody in the attacking half now for Forward Madison. Ball in from deep. Scuffed back by, looks like Graffin. Foster. Up with it, the Minkos. Striding along. Carrera Garcia punches one into the area. Chris Garcia was happy to go down and just leaves an arm out. That was uncalled for. Looks like he took a swipe. It was Aiden Stanley involved. Not sure this discourse will move the topic of conversation any further, but the referee is telling him to settle down, Chris Garcia. And Chris Garcia has not given up the conflict. Indy 11 will change the equation one more time. Cam Lindley is going to come on. Very veteran midfielder at the USL Championship level. This is a bit precarious. Osman comes up well. Chalaka. Blake bearing one in to Foster. Malik Foster lays it off. Amo! Shipman steps in. Amo sticks with it. And the flag has stayed down. It's a brace for Elvis Amo. It's 4 for Indy 11. And the roadside at the wheel. They are bouncing up and down. Foster had the goal lines, instead decided to play in Amo. And Elvis Amo returns the favor. A clinical finish after the initial deflection from Chalaka. And here does come Cam Lindley to see things out for Indy 11. A pair for Elvis Amo, 3 in 2 games. And Malik Foster, that is the last thing he does in this game. Not the day for forward Madison, rarely beaten like this in this venue. Indy 11, a statement of intent to start this group phase out. James Musa, in the wake of everything, was given the yellow card. Not only a 4-goal game for Indy 11, a 4-goal half. And scoring has not been the problem this year. The bunch from Indianapolis, it's the defensive aspect of the game that's been troublesome. They've really muted this forward Madison attack all night long. A couple early moments of interest from the Mingos, but beyond that, the second half has not manufactured much for forward Madison. Queuing for a free kick. It's all about management for Indy 11, but again, this is where the format matters. They have every incentive now to try and run up the score as much as they can. In for it's Musa on a bit of a jog. Aiden Quinn, former Phoenix Rising teammates linking there. Collier in field and sprayed away by Michael Chalaka, who maybe has been the best player in a light blue shirt this evening. Into the final minute. It's all semantic now. Indy 11. Maybe their best performance of the year. Forward Madison is no slouch. Every manager we've had the chance to speak to in preparation for this conversation, in competition I should say, has made it an emphatic point to really bring up how close the gulf in quality has shrunk to be between these two leagues. Indy 11 have been that good for it in this second frame. Quinn. Blake. Toward Collier. And Boyce. Maybe one last gallop ahead. Flush down the line for Gebhardt, who's still busting along to try and catch up. Schultz away. A smashing success for Indy 11. to start life in the U.S. Jaeger Cup. They take it 4-0 at Forward Madison. Elvis Amo with a pair of them to ice things at the end. It goes pear-shaped in a hurry for the home side. But if there is a highlight in this, the man of the match, Michael Chalaka, locks up the designation. That is brought to you by Festival Foods. And Chalaka, despite the 4 goals, covered every blade of grass today. Really did his best, was always up for the tackle. He is your man of the match for Forward Madison on the day. We set to step aside. We'll digest it when we return here from Madison, Wisconsin, where Indy 11 come on the road and harvest all 3 points at Reese Stevens Field. Folks, stick around for post-match coverage.
It's an S.
Not bad. My name is John Murphy. Pausani Ferry Sosa. Soy Juan Galindre. I'm Devin Boyce.
I gotta get a couple push-ups in, you know?
I can juggle. Justin. Justicia.
Justice.
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 Justice from the ground. Justice from the ground up.
Tomorrow isn't on the horizon, it's already here. At TrueStage, we've been building the future for nearly a century, empowering businesses to support their customers and members with what they need to thrive. Confidence in every step forward. With our range of simple and flexible financial solutions, we're not just ready for the future, we're shaping it, and we're helping you shape it too. Tomorrow isn't waiting, and neither should you. Learn more at TrueStage.com.
All smiles for the Murphy brothers, one of them smiling a bit wider. A new shirt in the collection. Indy 11 collect all 3 points as they come on the road and take it from Forward Madison 4-0. You heard it right, 4-0. And only 8 shots on target for Indy 11. They used their chances with plenty of quality, and they get the victory out on the road to start Jägermeister Cup play. Full-time stats are brought to you by Rhyme. Folks, it was a pleasure to be here for you. It started with festivities. Forward Madison were in full voice to start this competition. Welcome Indy 11 to it. Forward Madison got to the final last year. A long way to go to get back in 2025. At the full-time whistle, it's 4-0. Indy 11 show off exactly what they're made of. We step aside for the evening. We'll be back to talk to you soon throughout this competition for our entire cast and crew. I've been Peyton Gallagher.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.